All right, folks, I'm going to bring in a Walser Wealth Management president, Rebecca Walser. And Rebecca, part of this, President Biden, part of this oil story, too, is that he keeps saying, well, oil companies are greedy, that they don't care about the American public. And the White House has leaped on this morning story of Chevron. They're going to buy back $75 billion of their own stock, buybacks and dividends. But, should the White House be in the business of telling private companies what they can do with the money that they actually earned?
Where is the congratulations to Chevron for being able to, refund $75 billion in dividends and actually raise their dividend to $151 a share? This administration is upset that they're actually returning money to shareholders. They describe them as wealthy shareholders. When last I checked, most 401ks and pensions invest in our Fortune 500 companies in this country. So this is a return to the middle class of dividends and stock buybacks, making the stock price go higher. And, it's not like this administration is helpful at all to American energy. They've done nothing but block and tackle every, lease, every opportunity they've had. You know what they've done, Charles. And so Chevron knows what they've done as well. And so this is just so disingenuous.
And one of the ironies is this is supposed to be the president who helps unions. Almost every union invest in the stock market.
Exactly.
So, you can't have it both ways. If you want to help the unions, you better help the American stock market. By the way, President Biden, he does see a scapegoat. This whole oil thing as a, scapegoat for runaway inflation. But here's something amazing that came out yesterday. I want to get your thoughts on it. From the St. Louis Fed, showing that fiscal stimulus added 2.6 percentage points in excess inflation. In other words, that $1.9 trillion, that was a boondoggle. And the nominal numbers look good on GDP and stuff, but it's put us in a precarious situation where, A, we had to deal with runaway inflation, and now we got to deal with a Fed that's intent on crushing our economy.
You're 100% right, Charles. I mean, when we passed the Inflation Reduction Act, and it was such a massive giveaway to energy, green energy, all kinds of things, we knew we already had monetary policy that went crazy, that was getting tightened at the Federal Reserve level. And here we have Congress passing something that they call one thing that is absolutely the exact opposite. And this is exactly what the St. Louis Fed uncovered in their analysis.
So, Rebecca, what are you doing? How are you helping people, investors, navigate through all of this?
It's going to be a tough year. I know a lot of your guests think that, we're past the worst of it. I would tell investors we're not, because the global macroeconomics are really once again going to determine what happens in 2023. Obviously, any kind of war escalation would be a massive problem. But I'm really interested in how Saudi Arabia has methodically over the last 18 months made a strategic shift away from the United States towards Russia, towards China. And now with their announcement last week in Davos about basically selling crude outside of the U.S. dollar for the first time since 1974, that would be the final nail in the coffin, and we would have massive dollar problems after that. So, Charles, people need to brace for what's happening. It could take another 2 years. It could be literally 6 months. It could be next week. We don't know how fast this will go. But once Saudi Arabia actually starts executing trades outside of the U.S. dollar, we have a massive issue on our hands, and we're going to have to deal with it. And so we need to be prepared. That is commodity based. That would definitely be gold. We had the largest reserves of gold move from the west to the east, 388 tons in Q3. We saw no price inflections from that, Charles. So we do know there's price manipulation in the gold markets, and this will be the year, I think, that they'll get rectified.
I think we take being the reserve currency for granted. That all started with the petrodollar. If they unwind that, we're going to learn right away just what it means when you don't have the world's reserve currency. Rebecca, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles.